Where all the people that give it that? She not gonna do that. Let her cook. I want to know what y'all saying.
Breaking news from the WNBA ESPN is panicking.
Why?
Caitlin Clark may be heading to Europe next season, and they aren't handling it well. They've spent months underplaying her. Now they're scrambling to cling to her star power. Today, we're breaking down exactly why this is insane and what it reveals about the league, ESPN's bias, and the future of women's basketball. Buckle up.
Okay, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented. We're not putting the best team out.
From day one, ESPN analysts framed Clark as overrated, a rookie bubble crush who is more hype than substance. Analysts like Molly Carve and Monica McNutt reportedly joked she was making fun of the sport. Despite setting record viewership numbers, those voices persisted, downplaying her achievements and promoting players like Angel Reese instead.
League versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next.
But now the tables have turned. Rumors are swirling that Clark is exploring a lucrative contract overseas. And suddenly, ESPN's tone shifts. They act like they're the guardians of her destiny. Molly publicly asks Cameron to not let her cook, while others warn Europe could sink ESPN and the WNBA if they lose her voice.
We're making a basketball argument.
We're not saying no, Andrea, I'm not going to let you do that.
Go ahead,
Andrea, I'm not going to let you make it seem like Caitlin Clark was averaging 5 points a game. At the time, she was still averaging 16 points a game, which was more than a lot of other guards that made the team. So don't do that. Don't make it seem like she was averaging 5 points and this was like a handout.
This all screams hypocrisy. ESPN minimized Caitlin during the season, but now they fear losing control. Even Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp called them out, highlighting how Clark was unfairly quoted as not a real star. When her excellence became undeniable, the narrative pivoted, but only just in time.
Her value is felt every place she goes, every arena she goes. TV, ratings, value.
This isn't just one player leaving. It's about power. Star departures can define an era. LeBron for the NBA, Serena for tennis. Clark is doing the same for the WNBA. If ESPN is bottling her, Europe offers freedom and higher compensation. That could trigger a talent migration. And ESPN? They'll be left scrambling.
The response of folks that don't think she is praised enough and she is above reproach in terms of criticism, or that praising another player is an affront to her, is like, whoa, bro. You're not mentioned talking about women's basketball. I've never ever seen you before in my life.
Caitlin hasn't confirmed anything yet, but her camp is exploring European discussions. The Indiana Fever's front office has been silent, but league insiders say they're subtly encouraging her stay. Meanwhile, ESPN hosts are preparing damage control messaging. Expect more spin.
You guys were right. That's what we're saying. You
no,
were right.
Molly, you did not say that, Molly.
I'm saying it.
That's what you said.
That's not what you said, Molly.
What are you guys
that is not what.
A star like Clark has agency. Europe legitimizes women's basketball beyond U.S. boundaries. Players gaining mobility redefine the ecosystem. ESPN and WNBA must adapt or risk losing control. This is bigger than one decision. It's a shift.
We would love for the WNBA to make voting not anonymous. Because if you were the person that had that one vote, you should just be able to stand on it, and we should know who you are. In the NBA, voting is not anonymous. Yeah. So I would love for the WNBA to make the voting so we see who put the votes where. That's all.
Breaking WNBA news. ESPN is losing it. The network spent months downplaying Caitlin Clark, and now she's rumored to be heading to Europe. They may regret ever underestimating her. Today, we unpack why this is insane, what it means for ESPN, the WNBA, and where real basketball power lies.
Indiana Fever have 2 All-Stars in their starting lineup. They also have the reigning Rookie of the Year. Chicago has none of that. So the lift for Angel Reese has been much.
ESPN's season narrative motif? Downplay Caitlin Clark. Analysts like Molly Carve and Monica McNutt reportedly mocked her style, saying she was making fun of the sport. Meanwhile, her rookie season stats: 35% boost in viewership, record doping in Fever attendance, and dominance on court.
If we say her stats are today, what?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
crazy.
5.6 turnovers
hell
too.
of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not dominant.
When word of a potential European contract hit, ESPN's tone flipped. Suddenly, they're gatekeepers, claiming if Caitlin departs, it'll sink ESPN and the WNBA. Molly's quote, "Let her cook," translated, "She needs permission."
Stop being petty. Stop being catty. Cause she like a double-edged sword. She cutting tail left and right. And it's bothering y'all, and I see it. Let's go, Caitlin. Hey, do me a favor, CC. Send your favorite uncle a jersey with your autograph on it. And
Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp called ESPN out, pointing out ESPN's undue criticism. When Caitlin silenced the doubters with her play, suddenly ESPN praised her, but only when it became impossible to ignore.
Draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%. Between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%. Between regular game viewership, which is up 180% to 20%. What Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5.
A move to Europe isn't just a contract change. It takes Caitlin and her fans away from ESPN's control. Imagine prime afternoon airtime disappears. Narrative control fractures. The network built its content flow around her poof.
Talk about the most watched WNBA finals game ever. You know why? Because I've been telling you about the Caitlin Clark impact. It's nice to see something other than Caitlin Clark having a profound influence.
Think LeBron for NBA. Serena for tennis. Caitlin is doing the same for WNBA. She's a generational talent with a global platform. Europe equals higher pay, new challenges, and growth. ESPN and the WNBA must flex or risk losing their star.
Ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000.
Caitlin hasn't confirmed Europe yet, but talks are real. Indiana's front office remains mum. ESPN's narrative police are prepping damage control. Expect fallout. Feature segments, interviews, lobbying her to stay.
Let me thank Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell and all the rest for refusing to say die, refusing to lose, fighting back again and again and again, and playing at a much higher level than they should be at this stage and age. Was I ever entertained?
This isn't about one player, it's tectonic. ESPN built their women's sports vertical around Clark. If she goes, they must pivot. And the WNBA? They face a choice: empower their stars or give them reasons to leave.
Fact that she was getting all of that, yet all of these eyeballs were coming to the league because of her. The Indiana Fever was turning away games into home.
Social media is already lighting up. Fans are threatening boycotts if she leaves. Players current and retired are weighing in. This conversation just went global.
Caitlin, that could be in. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Here's the bottom line. ESPN tried to control Caitlin and failed. Now, they fear losing her. Caitlin has a real choice: stay a WNBA icon or pioneer global stardom. We'll be watching closely because this might change everything.
Don't know if I'm going to put Caitlin Clark on the USA team. If we put Caitlin Clark on the roster, we're going to get tens or even hundreds of millions of fans to watch our game. And we sell out every game, even our exhibition game. Those things just don't matter. Women's basketball has never been about millions of people watching or selling out arenas. Come on now, give me some good
Caitlin Clark's rise in women's basketball has not only redefined what a rookie season can look like, but has also exposed deep flaws in how media institutions like ESPN choose to cover, or in this case, undercut generational talent. From the moment she entered the WNBA, Caitlin Clark was placed under a microscope, and not the kind that analyzes with admiration, but rather one clouded with bias, resentment, and control. The network that stood to benefit most from her popularity, ESPN, ironically became her greatest obstacle. While viewership surged, game attendance reached historic highs and merchandise sold out faster than ever, ESPN commentators often reduced her achievements to luck, hype, or media creation. Molly Karam openly questioned whether Clark's contributions were legitimate or simply a distraction from real basketball. These critiques weren't just unfair, they were reckless, especially when the numbers painted a different story. Clark led the league in drawing fouls, generated record-breaking social media engagement, and boosted Indiana Fever's home attendance by over 400%. Yet somehow, her explosive impact wasn't enough to earn her consistent praise. Instead, the network seemed more invested in propping up narratives around veteran players while making Clark seem like an overhyped anomaly. Then came the European contract rumors and ESPN panicked. The same voices that dismissed her began pivoting. She's too important to lose, they now insisted. Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe had long defended her, but suddenly, even her skeptics began acknowledging what fans already knew: Caitlin Clark wasn't just the future, she was the present. The panic wasn't just about losing a player. It was about losing ratings, stories, influence, and most importantly, the audience. Clark's impact wasn't confined to one team or one country. She was, and still is, a global phenomenon. Her rumored departure to Europe made one thing very clear: ESPN needed her far more than she ever needed them. And the WNBA? They were caught in the crossfire, facing the possibility of losing the very player who had resurrected mainstream interest in the league. Her rookie season alone accounted for a spike in viewership never before seen in the league's history. If she leaves, it's not just a player exiting, it's an entire spotlight fading with her. This entire saga is a cautionary tale for institutions that underestimate women athletes, empower them, or watch them leave and take their legacy with them.